everybody to read a little bit. So, Mayura, I think I'll ask everyone to come and start reading a little bit from the book. So, I want you to really come here and read. Anjali, can we start with you, please? Let's give her a big round of applause.
When I sat down to write this book, I had a clear idea of what I wanted to do. I wanted to help people. Being in a profession where I listen to others, reveal their innermost thoughts that hide in deep crevices of the mind. Helping others comes naturally. However, with the endless number of so-called self-help books occupying practically every shelf in bookstores, I wanted to do something different. The next step was to figure out how. I had ample tools at my disposal, but I wasn't sure how my readers would connect with them. How could I possibly transcend the clinical, almost sterile barrier of my profession and connect with those who wanted to understand the muddled emotions affecting their peace of mind? Of course, the answer struck me out of the blue. It was no less than epiphany with booming clarity. A handbook of emotions, something one could carry around with them and look at in a jiffy to understand and nourish their mental well-being. Now that I had my medium, it was time to begin working on what I wanted to say, and that was understanding our emotional ability range, to understand what we go through and numerous ways in which we can help improve ourselves. Let me help you express what you feel through a peek at a series of real-life anecdotes and diaries from my patients. All you need to know is that you are not alone in your journey, and what issue is plaguing you, it will get better, provided you are willing to work at understanding and unfurling the power of your emotions in your own life.
Thank you, Anjali. That was so wonderful. Thank you so much. So, Namrata, I request you to come and read something from the book.
This is the chapter 6. I'm reading from shame. Shame is the soul-eating emotion. So, absolutely right. We have all felt shame at various points in our lives. Physical appearance, emotional trauma, personal achievements, and peer pressure have all caused us shame. The root of the word shame are derived from an old German word, skam, meaning to cover. One feels ashamed in circumstances that bring up association of wanting to hide our faces, or a burning desire to flee, or even wishing that the earth would open and swallow us. At the crux of feeling ashamed is feeling of being laid bare or exposed, either to others or to ourselves. Expert says that no other emotion is more unsettling or destructive to the self as shame. What we need to do with shame is handle with care. Shame as an emotion is invincible. We experience it as invincibility of our true worth in our own eyes or of others. Given the way we react to shame, it shouldn't come as a surprise that people rarely open up about shameful incidents, and incidents keep them secretive. Shame keeps aggravating within, and the wounds of inadequacy do not get the necessary vent for healing. Shame is painful feeling that is felt as a mixture of anger, deep regret, self-hate, sadness, and dishonor, prejudice, non-acceptance, and discrimination, or being seen as an object, as having a condition, that is, example, medical condition, lack of self-worth, all are feed of shame. Shame is an emotional cocktail of faulty self-belief and negativity within. There is an utter feeling of dejection, sadness, loneliness, and worthlessness when one feels shame. The entire being feeling flawed. There is a deep undertone of unbearable pain. The person just wants to escape from that feeling of wreckness.
Thank you. It was wonderful. Thank you so much. Sanaya, please come.
This is about phobia. Phobia is an uncontrollable, irrational, and lasting fear of an object, situation, or activity. This fear is unusually overwhelming, and it has been seen that people often go far and beyond to avoid the source of their phobias. Avoidance of people, objects, situations, and pictures of phobic stimulus is a defining characteristic of phobias. People go beyond what is considered normal behavior when a phobia sets in. For instance, people with claustrophobia will avoid taking the elevator even if it means climbing 10 flights of stairs. They tend to get so terrified that all sense of reasoning deserts them, even though they recognize their fear is excessive and their distress is unimaginable. Exposure to the feared situation almost invariably provokes a panic attack or severe anxiety-related symptoms like sweating profusely, clammy hands, dizziness and palpitations, heightened arousal, nausea, etc. Irrespective of how phobia starts, each time a person avoids the feared situation, this dysfunctional behavior gets firmly entrenched. Animal phobias, claustrophobia, blood-related phobias, and dental phobias usually begin in childhood. Adverse early childhood experiences and repression of certain feelings are usually the cause of phobias. Phobia may develop instantly or may progress in a step-by-step manner.
Thank you. Thank you. Who's coming? Dada.
Anger is a paralyzing emotion. You can't get anything done. Ria was a 40-year-old journalist who wrote a weekly column on lifestyle events around the city. Politics rarely interested her, and she was more or less happy with her life and her job. Yet, the spread of the novel coronavirus disease in India and the way the migrant laborers had to walk their way to their faraway homes made her furious. She decided to write a piece on it. She channeled all her pent-up anger and ended up writing a deeply touching and passionate article on social media, which went viral. Her anger gave a boost to her creativity, enriching it with passion, zinc and depth.
Thank you. Thank you. I know that was way out of your comfort zone, so it means a lot. Come, Madhu.
Confidence. These days, confidence in any given situation is taken as a standard foundation for success and achievement of goals. Most of us are unable to display the skills of our latest confidence as we are not in touch with our emotions and thus unintentionally get overwhelmed and embroiled in trying circumstances. When we are in control of our emotions, our mental and physical states feel balanced and comfortable. Our relationships with others improve exponentially as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you. See, it means a lot to me that all of you have shown up. So little bit badmashi I also have to do, right? So Mamta, please come.
Patience. Owning our story and loving ourselves through the process is the bravest thing that we'll ever do. Brene Brown. Affirmations can greatly influence our choice of emotions. For instance, each time we do an affirmation like, I love myself, we set the stage for choosing the emotion of love with personal credibility, authority, and personal engagement. Affirmations can help us become a choice architect vis-a-vis our own emotions. Nobel laureate Richard H. Taylor, in his book, Nudge, Improving Decisions About Health, and Happiness, talks about how food choices of students could be influenced by rearranging food items in school cafeterias. In the same way, using affirmations to rearrange our thoughts and foster emotions of choice can dramatically improve the quality of our moment-to-moment life experiences. This simple yet effective daily march towards emotional well-being and mastery is a vintage yet uber chic contemporary route towards making healthy choices of emotions. Using this power of nudge is a groundbreaking perspective to traditional thinking about affirmations. The beauty of this design thinking approach is the case with which we can all practice this idea on our own individual journey towards emotional leadership, freedom and success. Therefore, I feel this book on emotional leadership and enhancing one's emotional ability would be deemed incomplete without a mention of affirmations.
Thank you very much. invite Devina to come. Devina has been an integral part of my journey, as you know. Lots of brainstorming on the book and a lot of things, so I would love to hear from you.
I definitely want to share something. I met Pragati some 19 odd years back. And on the day I met her, she literally storms into my office and says, "Who reads self-help books?" And 19 years later, you have Pragati as an author of a self-help book. So it's a very proud moment from converting a person who didn't believe in mental health work, in self-help books, to someone who's actively championing it, writing about it, talking in various places about it. Pragati, milestone. So proud.
Thank you, Devina. Thank you so much. This means a lot.
And before I start, Pragati, congratulations on your third book, and we're all so proud of you.
Thank you, Devina. Thank you.
Anger, it's a paralyzing emotion. You can't get anything done. Toni Morrison. Anger is a powerful force. It is an intense response to any situation or person. The seed of anger always lies in feeling personally threatened. Anger stems from helplessness to deal with a situation that has a personal identification of threat. Even with seeming global concerns, there's a lot of anger if it personally resonates with us. It may seem that anger has just popped up without any notice or trigger, but that is not true. And who knows better? She hears all my morning rants whenever we walk. So, two friends will be discussing the threat of climate change in Seattle, which had a heat wave for the first time in May 2021. Yet, one who has a personal story attached to this global concern will be prone to react with anger. For example, aging parents or young children who suffer from wheezing or asthma due to the impact of climate change. This identification, even at a subconscious level, is what makes a person angry. Like any other emotion, anger always gives a sign before it erupts. It is up to us to pay attention to these signs and respond accordingly.
Thank you, Devina. Thank you. Arvind, may I call you, please?
Hate is a basic emotion that we all experience or get consumed by some time or another. Though hatred seems to arise instantly, it actually is a slow building emotion. Courts are full of divorce cases where couples who earlier proclaimed underlying love for each other cannot bear to see one another and are full of hate. Hatred also takes time to cool off, clouds judgment. In fact, hate has a best friend, fear. Mass genocide of the Jewish people by the Nazis is one of the truly horrific examples of what hatred can do. Hate can dehumanize people. The Nazis feared that the Jewish people would take over their country and their jobs, basically overtake them in every sphere. So fear gave the way to hate.
Thank you. Thank you, Arvind. That was lovely. So, guys, if you just want to say something, you can. If you don't want to read, even that is lovely. So now I want to call my first classmates, Anita and Anju, where we started our journey in Cornell. So one by one, please come. Because, you know, when we all met in 2005, is it? 2005, I remember we met. And it's been a very special association that all of us have had. So please come, you can read something from the book or share your personal feelings. Please come, Anita.
So, well, congratulations to you, Pragati. So good to see you blooming and inspiring so many. I've known you since 2005 here, and it's been an amazing journey with you. And I'm so happy to grow with you. Wishing you all the best. So happy for you.
Thank you, Anita. Thank you, it means a lot.
Congratulations for Pragati, and we feel proud that one of my friends is writing a book. And I tell everyone that Pragati is writing books, and it's really amazing to read your books. I haven't finished the book, I wanted to finish it, but still it's, I think 50 pages more are left.
Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulate Pragati. It's so nice to see you progress with the third book. All the best and hope many more to come.
Thank you, Preeti. Thank you.
Manju, please come.
Really a big congratulations and hug.
Thank you.
I don't know how many of you know Hindi, but I'll say something very interesting. Pragati. First time I met her, Pragati, the name stuck here. Do you know what you mean by Pragati? Someone who is always thinking about, future, always on the Pragati ke path par. So you have really proved your name, you have lived up to your name. She's always thinking of something new, always channelizing her ideas in the most beautiful way and spreading it throughout the world, through the medium of books. What better can be that? So Pragati, more towards the Pragati ke path par. Divya, can I call you please?
So for me, Pragati is somebody who's literally seen me grow. And for us, now that we work together, it's amazing because what she is doing with mental health is something which not too many people think, that she's also, along with the team of Cornash, they are actually getting in mental health in community level. And this is something which is fantastic. I mean, without Pragati's major initiatives, this wouldn't have been possible. Thank you.
Thank you. Nisha, would you like to say something? Come.
Good evening. I'm Mishra Jain and I'm enrolling with ma'am currently. And I'll just say two words that she is helping me grow as a person professionally and personally. Because when I look up to her, I know that this is what I would like to become when I become a psychologist myself. And I would like to see myself there. So thank you ma'am for your guidance.
Thank you. Annie, would you like to say something? Come. Everyone's a guinea pig. Everyone's been talking. Come.
I was thinking about it and I was talking to Manju auntie outside and I said like Pragati auntie is like a mother to me. I've known her my entire life and she gave me her first book and she wrote a little note for me and all I can say is auntie you're doing such a good job and we're all really proud of you and we really look up to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Nandini, can I call you once? Now I want to call Adi and Sumit one by one, whoever's ready. I know it's very awkward days for everyone and I'm going to be calling Vinny also later. If you want to read, you can.
No. I'm extremely proud of my wife, that's what I would like to say. Congratulations.
Adi.
Proud of you, mom. Another one down, many more to go.
Hi, Frank. Congratulations. I love what you write, and I hope we get to see many more books. Good luck.
Vasudha, would you like to say something? Come.
I had got better, but I did not feel normal. I continued to tire easily. If I had a late night, my head pounded ceaselessly the next day, and only improved within and when just sick. Afternoon naps had become mandatory to remain functional in the second half of my working day. I was not able to work long hours. In fact, even a regular 8-hour working day without interludes in the middle was simply not possible for me. I'll show you by this book.
Thank you.
I'll give my feedback later.
Absolutely. Thank you. So Mayura, I want you to say something, please. That would mean a lot.
I just want to hug you.
Actually, Pragati and I go a long way, and when she, started to write, she said that, I want to be a published writer and I want to share my thoughts about mental health with everyone. And then I said, where's your manuscript, And that's her journey with writing books, and that's where, and first thing in the morning I get a call from Pragati every day.
Yes, that is happening.
Yeah, and thanks for choosing my bookstore. Thanks.
My pleasure, Mayura. And I know, like I tell you every single day, together we have to take the book to schools and colleges. And writing is one side, and you are someone who's going to help me do it. And thank you so much for encouraging me on it.
Message that you want to give everyone, and then it's a need of the hour right now. So obviously we are there together. Thank you.
Thank you. So we'll have a small cake cutting. We'll do a little bit of a session. We actually did not start the session early because people were walking in. So thank you everyone. You all have expressed your thoughts and it means a lot. So New here has prepared a short introduction. We'll do that and then we'll cut the cake. Right?
Thank you for that. Thank you for contributing to the field of mental health. Very valuable contributions. I just had a few questions.
Absolutely.
So firstly, what inspired you to write the book? Or what inspires your body of work?
I think for me, I have always been an avid reader. What inspired me to write is the lots of thoughts that keep going through my head. I love thinking about things. People who know me know that I always hear, oh, you think too much about things. So writing was a natural outlet. Like when I wrote music, I always have words dancing in my head. So writing is something which inspired me. Also, as Divina mentioned earlier, when I walked into Cordash, I actually thought I could help people fix up their life. Not for any other reason, because I love to talk, as you all know. So I was like, God, I'll give lots of advice. I love clicking pictures and yes. And what had inspired me to walk into Cordash was the Sohail Seth, follow if you please, So over the years, I realized that I had a lot of things to work out in my own self. I saw how I resisted myself. The reason why I asked all of you to come, and I know some of you are very uncomfortable with the mic, but whatever we resist is actually where our biggest area of growth lies. So whatever I felt uncomfortable about, whether it was traveling, whether it was writing down. I was okay writing essays in school, but otherwise I always hesitated to write. Anita and Anju have been my classmates, and I never wanted to write, the answers. We had to do a lot of work papers where the Cordash work was going on to know ourselves. I would write very edited versions, It was like something where I would like to camouflage. When some things happened, it's like I would edit out and I would write. But over the years I realized that words are in my head. And this book actually came when I was at my worst. I had gone for a wedding and a pillow fell on my head. And after that, what happened? Nothing came out in a CT scan, but I didn't feel well. And there were all these thoughts. I would feel very scared. I had a friend who told me, my mom died without writing a note to me. So you better write a note to your children, Tomorrow if something happens to you, you've had an injury. So, they'll wonder what has happened. And I still get goosebumps. And that's the day I decided, this is not what's going to happen. I, of course, have the support of Cordash, Divina, all my mentors, and even otherwise I was an avid reader. So as I healed myself by doing daily exercises, I still have to go for rehab almost 5 years after the incident. But what really happened is that adversity helped me discover a zone in myself where I realized that it's okay. When difficulties come, it's perhaps you have to delve deeper into yourself, There's still music inside you which needs to come out. So I became very disciplined, and my friends here know I literally lead a more disciplined life than I ever have in life, A time to go to bed. My friends laugh because, it's like Cinderella's time. I have to go leave the party and run away, that's it. Sometimes I have to open my heels. But I discovered a sense of purpose. I discovered the joy of living meaningfully. I realized so many resources I have been given. How can I use those resources, not just for my own betterment or that of others? So my inspiration, coming back to it, has just been my difficulties, to be honest. Because that's when I went into the uncomfortable zone and explored what was possible. So from impossible things which were impossible, I was discussing it yesterday, that I never thought I could write so much, to have to go to Harvard, to get accepted for a program at Harvard, to literally go to schools and talk about mental health, colleges, corporate offices. and really have that. I think from where things are impossible, I am possible. That is what happened. So thank you. Yes, please, Vanessa.
On a funny note, I would like to say the bump on the head opened the jackpot.
Oh, Namrata, that is good. I have friends here, I'm not going to name them, who have called me Gajni for the longest time. If you want. So I would say, I have a bump on my head, I can't remember. They said, good, now you are Gajni. Write on your hand, you will remember. Yes, so over to you again.
Yeah, thank you for that. Thank you for that. So I read your book, and the two emotions that really struck me were anger and hate, especially in today's India, with the recent events in Manipur and widespread Islamophobia in India. How do you, as a mental health professional, how do you approach anger and hate within your clients? Especially when you have a marginalized body, which is, it's very systemic, right? Especially for people who don't have access to mental health resources. So in that way, one of your friends did say how with Cornash you're bringing community health to the forefront. So I want to know more about that, and I want to know about how do you, for someone who has a lot of hatred and anger and shame within their body, and for marginalized clients. Supposing you have a client who is disabled, who is queer. So how do you, enact?
Thank you for asking that. Firstly, I trained to, work with the LGBTQ, the queer and the marginalized. I trained with the Mariwala Foundation. So I have a QRCP certification. So I do know how to work with them. For me, they are like anybody else. Like there is a boy, there is a girl, there's a 5-year-old, there's a 10-year-old, there's somebody who's marginalized, there's somebody who's queer. It's no big deal. It's just protocols. Like medicines have dosage, they have fixed timings. For me, anyone who comes to me as a client, there are certain fixed formats that work for everybody. That being said, everyone is unique. So how is it that my training can best be applied to make the person feel that he or she as an individual is important? That one size does not fit all, but yes, that basic level of training does help me pick up the right tools that I feel. So I think what really helps me, especially when people talk about anger, hate, and they are from marginalized communities like Manipurans, really explore with them. What is this feeling trying to tell me? What is it that's really bringing you to this aspect? So as we explore more and more, I think most of counseling is all about being that blank slate from where we actually go on to be who we want to be. So I think what is really important is seeking help when we know that a shoe pinches. So it does not matter who is coming. So whether the emotion is anger, whether the emotion is hate, it's just an emotion and a signal. That's all. So thank you, Lou. That was very, very nice. And I think I have some more friends who've come in. If you want to say something, we can. Otherwise, we can cut it cake. So I have been calling all my friends here who've been so nice to be supportive to come and say a few words or at least share their feelings, about the book. So the 3-4 of you who've just walked in, please be prepared. I'm going to be calling you after 5 minutes to talk.
They've been prepared. They've already prepared.
Yes, Suchi, please come. Yes. Oh, what rubbish, you can't say that.
Okay, so as we all know, Pragati is a rock star, and this is her second book? Third. Okay, third book. I'm just being honest, I've just read one, so congratulations, way to go. Very proud of you, as always, and love you.
Thank you. Pooja?
I've seen you grow all these years, and it's been an amazing journey. She's been
working so hard. She's done so much, you know. I'm really proud of you. Really proud of you, Prax, for whatever you've done. Come so far from what you started.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Monica, I would like you to say a few words.
Hi everybody. So I haven't really got a chance to read this book because Prax gave it to me just a couple of days ago. But what I know about her is that, the best part about her is that she really puts her heart and soul into whatever she does. And what I've seen her also as a person, that in this journey which she's so passionate about giving back, she herself has also evolved into such a beautiful person in this journey. I guess everything what she has gone through and seen and felt with other people has also made her into the person that she is today. And I can very proudly say that yes, I'm very proud to have you as a friend, Prax.
Thank you, Monica. Thank you. So Anu has one more question, and after that we'll do the Q&A. Yes.
Okay. So I have one last question. How would you explain depression or the concept of depression to a 4-year-old child?
So that's a very nice question actually which you've asked me. How do you explain depression to a 4-year-old? And a lot of times we feel, what does a 4-year-old know about depression? But the funny thing is, very young kids nowadays say that I'm depressed and anything. What I would actually do is probably, I would not explain the term, I would just ask, what are you feeling? Where did you pick up the word? What do you think it means? Are you feeling your best self? I would ask, and if the person said no, then I would explore it further. Personally, I would not clinically use the word depression for a 4-year-old because I think that there has to be a proper clinical evaluation by a clinical psychologist or a doctor before we use the term depressed. These days we throw the word depressed very loosely, and that is what is creating so much of a hassle about mental health. That is why all of us are getting anxious about anxiety. Because something happens, I have young school children coming to me and telling me, I have a panic disorder. I had a panic attack yesterday and I'm very depressed. I have insomnia, I have this. So what's really happening is, thank you for asking that. I personally feel that this is terminology which is used by doctors and by psychologists to treat a medical condition. I would not try and explain it for the simple fact because it's like you wouldn't tell a 4-year-old that you have cancer, you have this. You probably would just say that you're feeling under the weather. Let's do these things to get better. That's it. So I would not really discuss it. So thank you everyone. This has been very nice. Thank you Lou for moderating so well. And now we'll just, if anyone has any questions or anything, I would love to answer or something that they want to share. Okay, so we just cut the cake there. Thank you everyone for being here.
Available and Pragati will be very happy to sign the copies. I personally love Hope because that's her first baby. And it's nice, you can gift it to your family, friends, to children around. It's a very meaningful book. Please come.
Celebrations when I tell everyone that you're in love with me. Congratulations and jubilations. I want to know I'm happy as can be. Who would believe that I could be happy and contented? I used to think that happiness hadn't been invented. But that was in the bad old days before